Before starting the video, I must give you a warning. All of these FOX-3s that are on the dev server for testing are subject to change. They are not the finished product, and I'm just giving you my experiences with them. So literally take what I say with a grain of salt, and let's start the video. So Gaijin launched the dev server with its new goodies, and to be fairly honest, I think that the update is lackluster, but that's not the topic of today because they finally gave us something that I actually like, which is FOX-3s, and I got to test them out, and to be fairly honest, some were disappointing, some were exactly how I thought, and some are just, I don't even know about, dude. I have tested every single missile from every single nation in the game, except Israel, because I don't play that, and I don't have the vehicles for that, so yeah. I'm not going to showcase the Derby missile. I think it's like the AMRAAM, even though that people will disagree with me, but I think it's just kind of like the AMRAAM. Kinda. But other than that, I've tested every single other missile, and to be fairly honest, let's start with the AMRAAM, and the AMRAAM is absolutely atrocious. The AMRAAM is exactly how I expected it to be, and a lot of people think that the AMRAAM is going to counter the menacing threat of the R27ER. It's really not. I said this before in many of my conversations with other content creators, with other people, and I said, hey, listen, the AMRAAM, if it gets introduced to War Thunder, and War Thunder is going to do that exactly, just like they've done. They've introduced the A, not the C, not the B, not the other models. It's going to be a fancy AIM-7. That's about it. It's going to be a AIM-7 with way better seeker head. And that's about it. And that's exactly what I get from the AMRAAM in the dev server, basically. I know that they're still working on it, subject to change, all of that, but at the moment I'm just trying to be a good journalist and present you with the facts that we already have. And that's about it, based on my experience, of course, because I experienced those missiles. But yeah, the R27 is going to absolutely destroy the AMRAAM in every single shape, way, or form, at least based on my testings on the dev server, and to be fairly honest, that's what I expected too. The R27 is just going to be that missile that is going to haunt every single body's in dreams, in a nightmare, something like that, just because of the missile, just because the missile has the capability to go Mach 6, and that's something that not a lot of missiles get access to, and most of these, well, not most, but all of these FOX-3s, they basically get a Mach 4 top speed based on your altitude map, all of that. But still, for the US tech tree mains out there, listen, don't get your hopes up just yet. Wait for the AIM-120C. That's literally the AMRAAM that you want, not this one. Before discussing the R77, please feel free to join the Discord. The link is in the description down below. It is going to help us grow massively, and every single member counts. If you want to talk to me directly too, you can ping me in the general chat and I will reply as soon as I get the chance to. And now let's continue on with the video. Now when it comes to the R77, the R77 is a short-range missile, or a medium. I don't know, dude. It's a medium to short-range missile. Just because of the fins on it, I think that they're modeled, and basically it loses a lot of speed as soon as it turns. The way that I use it is I just shoot it at close range. I treat it like a mix of a FOX-1 and a FOX-2. Sometimes I shoot it at somebody coming head-on from some range, and sometimes I shoot at somebody from behind at close range. So you have that. Can say though that the missile is absolutely maneuverable, and I think that the fins help out with that. But if you're going to shoot it in a BVR scenario, just stick with the R27ER. That's still the best missile that you can get access to. And to be fairly honest, if you want to use these missiles in game, once they come out, not next patch, but not next update, but the update after that, I think just take a couple of R27ERs, a couple of R77s, and a couple of R73s or something like that on the SMT, and you're going to have a great time, believe me. Basically, you're going to cover every single range, and you're going to be a nuisance to your enemy. When it comes to the R-Darter on the Gripen, the R-Darter is absolutely amazing. I think that is going to be showcased more on later British planes if we get them added, but currently the R-Darter is absolutely amazing, especially coupled with the Gripen, because the Gripen gives you that capability of just staying low, dodging every single missile, basically using that ground interference to mess up with every single missile there is. And yeah, it's a really amazing platform for that missile itself. We're still going to use the same tactics with the Gripen, since you have that access to flares and chaff and all of that. Like, there's a ton of them, and well, at low altitude, you're going to utilize those really good and basically be a top dog skirmisher with that plane and the R-Darter. Moving over to the PL-12, and the PL-12, based on my experience, wasn't that good just because of the platform itself, and that's the J8F. That's why I don't have any footage to showcase to you. I still maybe need to get more experience with it, but to be fairly honest, this entire domain of FOX-3s is new for us in War Thunder, so not a lot of people have experiences in that. This is what I hear. I hear that the PL-12 is literally bonkers when it comes to range. I didn't get that. Once I do, I'll report that fact to you guys, and that's about it. Now, the main thing that worries me the most about these missiles is the 16 versus 16 type of meta that we have, and it is absolutely atrocious. The sensory overload that you get from the missiles, like, my head is still ringing from the RWR pings and warnings, and the Rita/Betty systems, like, they are way too overwhelming, especially with a 16 versus 16 match. I think the sweet spot here should be 8 versus 8, and I know that Gaijin is not going to go into that direction very soon, because they still want that queue time. Like, they want kids to play the game, and yeah, let's be fairly honest, this game to begin with is not friendly towards kids. Like, it requires some base skill. It's good for Gaijin because those kids pay money, especially with the upcoming F-20 Tiger Shark. I think I'm going to do a video about that. But other than that, like, the 16 versus 16 is absolutely atrocious. Like I said, 8v8 should be optimal. I would even go 6v6 because, let's face it, with a 16 versus 16 type of match, it's going to be... you're going to have 96 FOX-3s minimum on a battlefield, and that's going to be absolutely annoying, dude. Like, you're not going to breathe. Like, every single game, you're just going to spend dodging and dodging and dodging and dodging, and we're not going to even comment on the people that are stock, and basically they have nothing to counter these long-range missiles with. But other than that, I'm still going to do a video about every single missile separately, on every single plane separately. So keep in mind, this is like my general thoughts about the FOX-3 thingy that just appeared in the dev server. All of that aside, this is like my general thoughts on the FOX-3s and the way I tested them on the dev server, so keep that in mind. And if you want to test them out yourself, go ahead, download the dev server by all means and test everything out and see how everything works yourself. If you want to see my upcoming videos about these missiles, just join the Discord. It's a guaranteed notification when the videos get released, and yeah, I hope that you guys will enjoy them.